Joe Grzinski, Joe G is much easier. Right here from Fishers, Indiana. I've been a resident of this town since '90, so I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. The internet, surfing the internet, doing some work on investing and trying to find a mentor actually, or someone to work with to try to do some investing, learn some more about it. Got on Joe's email blast and was probably flooded with emails that I ignored for a while and read some for a while, for about a year, and really took it seriously and started to really read his material and understood it a little bit better. And when I heard of Nina, actually, she was written up in the paper here in the Indianapolis Star, and I read her article, and I think I put two and two together, figuring out that she probably was mentored by Joe as well. And that pretty much sold for me that, here's someone in my backyard who can do this. Joe's close, he's in my backyard as well. What a better person to learn from. And his material is very well written, and it's pretty outstanding actually. I hate to admit, but I was the Carlton Sheets guy, bought the program, tried to implement some of the stuff, just didn't really seem to go very well. And then I tried to put my own spin on things, thinking I was smarter than they were. And that certainly didn't go very well. So now that I have someone who I can really relate to, Joe speaks to you, like he's your best friend sitting right next to you. You know him for 100 years, and that's how he comes across and how he talks, and understanding what he's done and been able to do, and not trying to recreate the wheel and do what he says is pretty much has proven to me this weekend that it's certainly worked. I made about 16 phone calls. I've got 4 deals. Yes, I was surprised. I made some phone calls on my own in the past prior to coming here. I've been involved for about a month or so with the program. Stumbled through quite a bit, even though was able to listen to some of Joe's stuff on the CDs and things. But actually being here, doing some role playing made me a lot more comfortable. Listening to some of the objections that some other folks had and how Joe would react to those objections and talk through those made me a lot more comfortable. And getting on and actually doing it and putting the deals together, yeah, I was very surprised that I got 4, but it was easy. I mean, I was surprised at how easy it actually was to do, and it didn't hurt. How to continue to overcome various objections in a friendly manner, I guess, and not just, from the first no, stop and agree to say, okay, well, sorry I'm bothering you, or, sorry for your time. Get through that, ask more questions, and, really probe a little bit deeper. And I think that's what I got, to really find out where their pain comes from and try to rectify that. That's what I learned today the most from doing the role playing and listening to Joe talk about that. I'm a licensed real estate agent as well as a full-time job on a full-time basis. And my real estate career has actually been incredibly busy here lately, so that's been taking a bit precedent, but now that that's slowing down some, I don't have as many deals working with that, I can certainly apply some time to this. I don't think putting together 2 hours a day with this is going to be very hard at all. Now that I've seen what I can do and see the results, there's just no way to stop me now. 6 months down the road, I want to be doing real estate investing full-time, quitting my current 9-to-5, and replacing that income, which is a pretty substantial income, with my real estate investing income. It's a couple hours a day. I can do that when my daughter goes to bed at night. If I get her down to sleep, I can take a couple hours, make some phone calls, or right prior to dinner, prior to getting the family fed and things of that nature. So fitting it in, if you, like anything else in life, have a mind to do it, and to me, this weekend has proven the success that can come of it. There's no way that I couldn't find a couple hours in a day to apply it. I think Joe's is a lot more personal. I think Joe kind of relates to each individual person that becomes a mentor of his or works underneath him very personally, understands where you're coming from. He's walked the walk, he's talked the talk, he does it daily, he's done it in the past. He's not just trying to sell a bunch of books and tapes and walk away and never talk to you again or see you again. It's a very personal one-on-one thing, and you can really get your questions answered. And with the phone calls and the follow-ups and things like that, the emails, there's no question that I've had that I've not been able to get a direct answer to help me overcome that hurdle. It works. There is no doubt about it that if you apply it and you do it and you simply do what is told to you, do what you read, understand the concepts, apply the concepts, that it works. Bar none, it works. It's a numbers game. The more calls you make, the more leads you're going to get, the more houses you're going to get, the more people you're going to get. It's simple numbers. You're going to get some no's, but you're going to get a lot of yeses too. And I think taking away from this whole thing is that there is no failure in here if you apply yourself. Apply the concepts, that it works. Bar none, it works. I've also learned a few things that I definitely don't want to do from other people's pain that I've heard that they're trying to get out of based on some experiences they've had as well.